Assalamu alaikum everyone. Without wasting your time with the long intro, let's start directly. Right now Windows 10 Pro is booting in my 8-year-old Toshiba Z30A laptop and the timer has already started in the up right corner. Let's see how long this old machine takes to wake up. And there we go, about 27 seconds, not terrible, but definitely not faster either. Now honestly I have been using Windows for more than 10 years and this exact laptop for around 8 years. So let's quickly check the specification. Let me show you some real problems. This touchpad. Seriously, this touchpad feels so much that sometimes the cursor starts thinking about life before taking moves. Intel i7 4th Gen with 8 GB of two sticks, one is DDR4 and one is DDR3. Don't ask me why. And a 256 GB NVMe SSD of M1 card and only integrated graphics. Yes, no dedicated GPU. This laptop is suffering purely on integrated graphics. A big respect. And the weird thing is if I connect an external mouse, everything works perfectly. So today we are testing whether Fedora Linux can fix the experience or not. All these years experience this laptop has suffered. We are installing Fedora Linux on this old laptop and testing whether Linux can actually improve the experience or if Windows still remains the better choice. Now let's see the Fedora project website. I am clicking download and download now and select Fedora KDE Plasma desktop live ISO file. And if you do not know what is Fedora, I will tell you that Fedora is a Linux operating system mainly focused on speed, stability, security, and development. A lot of programmers and developers use Fedora Linux, and since I mainly focus on programming and web development and app development, Fedora looks very interesting to me. Now Fedora downloads and let's install Rufus. Rufus is basically a software used to create a bootable USB. It converts a USB drive into an operating system installer, so that is why I use it. And do not worry, even an 8 GB USB drive is enough for you, like I have this 8 GB pen drive of Kingston. Now the Fedora ISO is selected and the USB is connected, and we are starting the bootable process. It takes several minutes, so let's see patiently. And honestly, old laptops are like old soldiers. They still fight, but every Windows update feels like emotional damage, which make me frustrated. Alright, the bootable USB is finally ready. And now we are resetting the Windows. Now before installing Fedora, I want to properly test Windows one last time. So first I am deleting unnecessary files because storage was heavily filled and now resetting the PC completely. Oh great, the window is already getting warning. It says that I need to plug in the charger because battery is too low. Classic Windows movement. So now the reset process has started preparing to reset. Resetting this PC Windows logo appear, loading is happening and now honestly this part always feels scary because one wrong move and your laptop becomes decoration. Alright, fresh Windows installation is complete and now after seeing everything up, the touchpad is still lacking and that's annoying me. Fresh Windows installation but same old suffering. The cursor freezes, animation feels slow and the whole experience still feels heavy. So let's start the GTA 5 test on the Windows 10 Pro and let's install GTA 5. The game is over 100 GB so copy it takes a very long time because downloading takes days and I think weeks to install and download properly. So I fast forward most of it because otherwise we are all grows older together watching a loading bar. Now installing DirectX and finally GTA 5 is ready. So let's see how this laptop performs on fresh Windows 10 Pro. And honestly, yeah, this is rough. This game barely runs. I am probably getting about around 10 to 50 FPS, heavily stutter, frame drops, input delay, slow scope opening, and many other lagging issues are appeared. As you see, and just to be clear that this gameplay is running at normal speed. I do not slow it down, and this is the actual experience. Even movement feels delay, and when I press a key, the character reacts like he asking permission first, and the function part. The funniest part is that there are sometimes the explosion sounds come 1 or 2 seconds after the explosion in real time we can see, and the laptop is literally reacting late to danger. Now yes, Windows still has one massive advantage of the software compatibility. Almost every software works perfectly on Windows. Meanwhile, on Linux, sometimes you spend more time searching for alternatives than the actual using the software. But still, Fedora looks very interesting for development working. So now let's finally install it. Installation Fedora Linux. I am shutting down the laptop and plug in the bootable USB and power on the laptop and repeating pressing F12 like my life depends on it. After pressing F12 key for too many times, and now the laptop is making angry beeping sound because apparently pressing F12 100 times is illegal. Now the boot menu appears and I am selecting USB memory, and here I accidentally select the wrong options. So I and here I accidentally select the wrong option first. So don't repeat my mistake. Caution. Select the first option, Start, which is Start Fedora KDE Plasma Desktop Live. And now Fedora is loading. Honestly, this already looks cleaner than my room. Now the Fedora desktop appears and there are an installation Fedora icon on the left side of the desktop, on the upper right side of the desktop, and clicking it opens the installer windows. Now click install to hard drive, and very important, do not unplug the USB during installation unless you enjoy emotional pain. Now click OK, and now click next and select OK, keyboard layout and save and use entire disk, and then click on next. Then click use entire disk and next. Now Fedora wants that all existing data will be erased. I understand, my lab to understand, my SSD understand, everybody understands, so no problem, let's keep going. Now clicking the yellow install button and the Fedora installation has started. Honestly, Linux installation feels surprisingly clean and simple. Alright, installation complete. Now click exit to live desktop. And now click exit to live desktop, and after the screen becomes completely black, unplug the USB safely, then restart the laptop, and there we go. Fedora Linux successfully installed. Fedora first boot. Now let's see the boot speed. The timer has started and about 24, 25, 26, about the almost same. Honestly, almost the same as Windows. So no massive difference there. Now because I have to type the password, it takes around 48 seconds total to fully enter the desktop. Could we make boot time faster? Probably yes. But aggressively tweaking boot settings on old hardware is sometimes risky, so I am leaving it alone. So now let's test file transfer speed. I connect my external SSD and start copying GTA 5. And this surprised me. Fedora is giving about 270 to 300 Mbps second speed. but this is way faster than Windows on this laptop. On Windows, I was getting around 70 to 150 maximum Mbps speed, and now the same transfer speed is about around 5 minutes instead of 50 minutes. This is a massive difference. Now let's launch GTA 5 in Fedora, and remember, I do not install DirectX here. I did not even install Wine properly, so sometimes the game starts. At first there are small stutters, and after a few seconds the game actually feels smoother than Windows. Scope opening feels faster, movement feels more responsive, input delay feels lower, and finally, explosion sound. And explosion sound and player movements happens together properly, unlike Windows. That honestly feels so much better. Maybe Fedora is actually saving this laptop, but let's see what happens. And while you're enjoying this game, take a moment to remember childhood days, like when simply loading GTA felt existing. Now, though my laptop is fighting harder than the GTA NPCs, and yes, there are still problems. Sometimes mission bugs out, NPCs freeze, card disappears randomly, and game settings becomes glitchy. At one point, I restarted the game so many times that GTA probably recognized me personally. And look at this, other card is prepared faster than my FPS. Now checking system usage. Around 4.4 GB RAM is being used. GPU usage is around 40 to 50%, and CPU working very hard. The maximum RAM usage is around 5.1 GB to 5.5 GB, but we can also make them restricted to use about 3 GB. And honestly, integrated graphics are still the biggest weakness here. Fedora improves smoothness, but it cannot magically transfer old hardware into a gaming beast. Still, desktop responsive feels much better than Windows. Touchpad feels smoother, animations feel cleaner, and general usage feels lighter. And for programmers and developers, I honestly prefer this experience. So now I want your opinion. Should I stay on Fedora or go back to Windows or try another Linux distro? Let me know in the comments, and also tell me what type of videos do you want next, and what should I improve, and what should I test on this laptop next. This is my first real Fedora Linux experience on an old machine, and honestly, it was better than I expected. I hope you're enjoying this journey with me. Subscribe for more tech videos, Linux testing or gaming experience or programming content, and laptop upgradation. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, Allah Hafiz.